Hey guys, how's it going? It's Will here. So today we're going to talk about JWTs or JSON Web Tokens. So JSON Web Tokens are a core piece of security for web development. They basically house data that's stored on the client, and this data lives on the client, and the client will send this data to the server anytime it sends a request to essentially identify itself. So this is pretty much a way of ensuring authentication, authorization, just like identity management, like who are you that's making a request. It could be, your account ID, your, member ID, things like that. It could have authorization, like are you an admin or not, so that when you send a request to perform a certain action on the server knows whether you're allowed to do that thing or not. So yeah, they're pretty standard nowadays for doing different types of authentication and authorization with like mobile apps and other types of things like that. So in a nutshell, JWT technically is just an alphanumeric string separated by two periods. So there's three different sections. You can see here you have the header, then you have a period, then you have the payload, then you have a period, and then you have the signature. So how a JWT stores data securely is the signature. So the signature is essentially a hashed alphanumeric result. So what the server has that the client doesn't, that makes this entire thing work, is it has a secret. This secret is essentially a special password that the server uses to hash the entire payload and output this signature using that secret. So it's a one-way computer science operation. It's you take the payload and you take the secret, you do a hash, which is a super complex algorithmic operation that is very hard to reverse engineer, and you get this signature as a result. So when I send this payload up to the server, what the server is going to do is it's going to verify my JWT to make sure that you haven't tampered with it. So what it's going to do is it's going to take that payload, it's going to take the secret, and it's going to perform a hash, and then it's going to do a side-by-side comparison and say, are the hashes equal? If they're equal, then I know that the signature is valid and this payload is valid. If I go in here and I change the payload myself, let's say I change myself from admin false to admin true, I want you to watch what happens to the signature here. So if I change admin to true, it kind of cut out there for a second, but you'll see the signature is completely different. And that's because if you use this secret to hash the payload, the new payload with admin true, you get a different secret. So if I just edited the payload, and sent the same exact secret with a different payload, it's not going to verify out. It's not going to work. The server is going to see that the verification failed, and you're going to get like a 401 or a 403, meaning the server was not able to successfully verify your JWT. So it all basically relies on the fact that the server has a secret that nobody else knows, and it's stored securely on the server, preferably not in a database, not in source code or anything like that. It's stored, like it's injected into the operating system as an environment variable at runtime, and there's really no way to figure out what that secret is unless you are somehow able to hack into the server itself and print out all the environment variables. So like if I go into my console and I type env, I'm going to get all of these envs printing out to the screen. So this is like, my Linux machine, and these are my custom environment variables. JWT secrets are typically stored in these environment variables, and that's why they're secure, because you can't get to them. So overall, in a nutshell, that's what a JWT is, and it's typically sent as a header or in the body of a request. And the server then reads it out and is able to verify who you are and what you're able to do. I hope that helps. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.